Hello everyone, I'm doing good, my diet is working. If I don't drink the sodas, I almost feel energetic, if you can believe it. I know, crazy. Almost feel like I can do something, but today's not about me. I just wanted to give you that little update, but today's not about me. Today is about this man, and I'll put a little collage of pictures I've made. I just have it here, let me look at it. Yep, yeah, that's about sums him up. And who is he? We're going to call him Bambi, because that's the YouTube channel I'm going to have linked down in the description below. You can check him out. He has a video that we're going to be reacting to today. Before we react to the video, I thought I'd give you a little backstory on who he is, because the video is him in his prime, you could say. It's him in his autogynephilic prime, where he's getting all those gender euphoria boners, as he puts it. And so you see that video and you might think he's a little silly, you might think he's very cute. He is a lot smarter than he lets on. He is a lot more dangerous than you might perceive him just from that video. That's why I thought we'd do this first, and then we can do the video with a bit more context. I'm going to have his channel linked in the description. I'm also going to have a video to and I'm going to put the picture up on the screen now, a video where he injects pure alcohol, 95% alcohol, into his testicles. This is a video he has put on the internet for all to see, and so there's nothing wrong with me sharing it. All of this information you're going to see has been put on the internet for everyone to see, and in some cases he has gone on Reddit and advertised these pictures or these links to people. Nothing here is hidden. Who is this person and how did I find them? Just a person I used to know from a Discord I used to be in, and he's an autogynephile, self-proclaimed. I didn't really interact with him much, but he and a bunch of autogynephiles sort of hang together in these Discords, and so I knew of him, and then YouTube had recommended me a video. I was watching some video. I think I was watching some sex doctor, sexologist talk about stuff. And the side panel was this man's video, which is the truth of autogynephilia. And we'll be getting into that truth, Bambi. Don't you worry. But, I was like, oh, I know this person. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And then I was like, man, I got to do a video on this guy. So, here are a couple of his before photos, his before transitioning photos. Looks like, normal dude. Looks like a normal dude. I'd say, honestly, I'm going to give him props. He's done a fairly good job of changing his presentation from that buzz cut to, definitely an autogynephilic man, but I would say relatively attractive. I'll give him that. So let's see, where should we start? Oh man, I have so many pictures for you. It's going to be interesting. Let's start with these negress ones, because he has proclaimed himself to be a negress, and negress of Arc, negress de Autogynephilia, because he has transitioned to a woman. He believes himself to be a woman, but he also went to a tanning salon recently. He has this, let's see, tanning beds. Yeah, it will cover my masculinity. Becoming dark, I'm covering my masculinity. He believes that darker skinned people are naturally more masculine, and therefore it will make him pass better. He believes this because he believes that darker skinned people have naturally stronger bone structures, and since he doesn't have a naturally strong bone structure, if he makes his skin darker, then he will then be perceived more femininely. Let's see what else. In his words, because negroids have more masculine bones, being negress makes me pass better. So there you go. Let's talk about his testicles for a second, because he likes putting them online and making them public view. So his deformed balls, as he puts it, they always became hard like rocks. My testicles have a weird, he meant weird shape, and are hard as rocks, because he's been injecting this alcohol into them. And he also says he's now taking estradiol powder from China. So, well-sourced medicine. Let's see. Men are women. He says homosexual men are male women. This is a belief of his. So he is not actually homosexual, by the way. He is attracted to femininity. He finds men disgusting. But he has a belief that homosexual men, all homosexual men, are women. And the ones who haven't transitioned are repressing their true selves. And the ones who have transitioned are, living their life as women. That's his belief. And let's talk about his autogynephilia now. So he knows he's an autogynephile. He's self-proclaimed autogynephile. Picture here. When I was 5, I jacked off in my mommy panties, which is horrific to me. It's your mom. Honestly, I don't know. So much of what he does is horrific, but come on, man. AGP as fuck. He is happy about this. Like, the AGP as fuck thing that he says. Then he's like, I'm AGP as fuck. He's happy about this. He's proud to have jacked off in his mother's underwear. 18 centimeter long dick. Unfortunately, I don't know the metric. My mind works in imperial units thanks to the U.S., but you can discern for yourself if that's great or not. He's quite tall, 180 centimeters. That does seem quite tall to me. I might be incorrect on that, but that seems rather tall. Maybe not. I don't know. He's just talking about he got hard in his mom's pantyhose with his big autogynephilic 18 centimeter long dick. Great. Really stand-up gentleman here. Now let's talk about his autism. He's talked about his autism a lot. I'm just going to show one little picture because there's no real point. But this picture, he says, and my autism makes me fuck myself as a woman. So he believes his autism is partially responsible for the fact that he is an autogynephile. So he's somewhat self-aware. It doesn't stop him from doing all the batshit insane stuff he does, but he does believe his autism caused it. So this is an interesting case where we have someone who is, you would think, rather self-aware from some of the stuff he says, but then is probably more off the rails than anyone. Because he sees the fact that this is all insane. He knows he's crazy. He knows he's doing all of this and whatever. And he is willing to be a sexual deviant and as depraved as is possible, because he enjoys it. He doesn't care that everything, he's aware of these things. He wants to still go fully into it. What is this one? Oh, yeah, just saying smelly, pussy, stupid blader to some woman, as a real woman would do, you might imagine. It's just stuff that shows that, like, this is a dude. He's a pedo, by the way, because I act like 5-year-old girl and a hardcore fetishistic transvestite at the same time, but pedos like me. Yeah, so he knows he acts like a girl, like a 5-year-old girl. He knows this, and you're going to see this as fairly evident in his video. This is a conscious effort that he has curated. He has curated this personality. This is not who he was before transitioning, of course not. He seemed like a normal dude before transitioning. And now we're going to get into the four pictures I've sort of curated here, or maybe 3, or I don't know how many, but this is kind of dark. He was raped, and I believe this to have caused a lot of the issues he's dealing with. Here is one. I was raped once, and when I start act like a guy, it gave me social anxiety, which sort of makes sense, because I want not to be humiliated by my classmates. It started when I was in grade 3. I started to pretend I'm a normal boy, but I was pretending to normal boy at that time, and boys at that school raped me, so they put me in boarding school, and I have social anxiety. So he's like sort of aware that these are related. But again, he doesn't care. He wants to be an autogynephile. In general, when I see boys, I was scared that I will look like them. It probably due to the trauma he experienced. But I was scared that I will look like my dad, again, probably due to the trauma. I don't remember hating my body when I was a child. So it was a point where he was okay, didn't hate his body. Trauma, rape, autism, and autogynephilia, suddenly hates his body. So do with that as you will. Many males want to rape me, so he's very scared about this, honestly. I'm trying not to make light of this at all, because this is pretty horrific and sad. And almost makes you have some empathy for this person, actually, despite some of the other stuff he's done and said. So, you know, people with mental illness, they do stupid things. They say stupid things. You know, don't make the best decisions. And it's not always their fault. You know, they're mentally ill. So, yeah, that kind of hurts, honestly. Okay, so those are all the pictures I think I wanted to share. Now we're going to get into his reaction video. So I'm going to take a little break here, and I will be back when I'm in a more commentative mood, and we'll get right into his little the truth of autogynephilia video. Let's see if he talks about these truths, because I had to dig up these truths. Let's see what his truth is that he wants to give to the world. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. I haven't done anything. I just had a little drink of water. And here we are. The autogynephilia, the truth. This person is Polish. They will have a very strong accent. I will clarify everything they say, because you'll probably misunderstand them. Their English is actually pretty good, I gotta say. They don't think so, but it's mainly just their accent that throws it off. But their English is actually pretty good. They use a lot of large words that are hard to pronounce. Remember the pictures I just showed you, the negress thing, the AGP, masturbating in his mom's panties and pantyhose, shooting his testicles with alcohol, and generally just being sort of a sexual deviant and being totally cool with that. And knowing he acts like a child intentionally, keeping that in mind while watching the video, because remembering that this is a front, a persona he has created to give himself erections, right? So just keep in mind.
Hi.
So there's a man there. I believe that man to be his father. Yeah, I believe this is his father, because he's not into men. Could be his brother. He's not into men, so it's not his boyfriend. So, yeah, I don't know who that is, but...
Hi. In this video, I want to talk about autogynephilia. Yes, I want to say that it's a Greek word for being sexually attracted to idea of being feminine. Yes, and in my opinion, everyone can be woman.
Okay, so everyone can be a woman. We'll get into that in a bit, but just so you can understand some of his mannerisms. The voice is obviously trained. He's intentionally acting like a child. Something to keep in mind, whenever he says yes, and he's looking off to the side, he's looking at himself in the sort of screen, the recording that he is doing. So when he is saying yes, and you'll see him almost become transfixed, and he'll say yes, he is scratching that autogynephilic itch. And so he's very happy about it. It makes him happy, maybe even turns him on a little bit at times in this video. And he'll be doing certain things with his voice that we'll get into in a second that make him sort of turned on as well. So.
Because everyone can be woman, because no one is born woman. People are born children. And
Okay, so this is a common talking point, right? People aren't born women and men. They become women and men. Therefore, anyone can be a woman or a man. No. People who become women were girls, right? People who become men were boys. This person not only went his whole life and went through male puberty, he became a full man and didn't transition until after the age of 19. So this was a full man. Men don't become women, right? He was a boy, he became a man, and then now in his mind he's a woman. So
everyone becomes a man or woman. So, and in my opinion, being sexually attracted to idea of being a woman is valid motivation to becoming one.
So I'll personally just say that autogynephilia is just as valid as any form of transition, in that they're all not valid at all. It doesn't make anyone a woman. No trans person has changed from a man to a woman. It's never happened. And so I will say they're equally valid, but I won't obviously agree that it's just as it actually is valid, but they're all invalid. So I'm not saying that autogynephilia is in any way worse than the reasons I transitioned or anything else. I think they're all about the same. So
yes, because everyone can be woman. Period.
all right, so just a little behavioral display. At this moment, he has shown his femininity enough to himself to turn him on. So you can see it again here.
Period. Yes.
Right there. You saw that? Yes. Yes. He hit the spot. He did it.
What to say? Yes, and I'm personally sexually attracted to idea of being a woman myself, and I'm a woman.
So this is actually really cool. This person, for all of his faults and flaws, is rather honest. And this is why I don't want anyone to attack him or anything like that. And I want you all to be actually rather nice to him, because he is actually doing us a favor. You know, he might not be the type of person you want in the women's restroom, but he's doing us all a favor by being this honest and putting this all online. So certainly don't attack him or anything, because, you know, he's going around showing people he's injecting alcohol into his testicles and jacking off in his mother's panties, you know.
I'm a assigned male at birth.
Okay, he said he's assigned male at birth. That's a hard one to understand.
Woman.
Just
Assigned male at birth woman. Yes, I'm transgender woman.
okay, so that was a feminine cough that he just attempted to make, and he's about to do a phrase.
Heat from fire, fire from heat.
Okay, so the feminine cough was intentional. He did not need to cough. He intentionally did that to train. Heat from fire, fire from heat. Heat from fire, fire from heat, right? This is like what they do for their voice. They go heat from fire, fire from heat. And it's a technique for voice training that they use. I don't know if I did it well, but I didn't really train my voice much, but yeah.
Hi.
So this whole video is actually him attempting to train himself better, both in mannerism and in voice.
Heat from fire, fire from heat.
Little cutie wave, right?
Yes, and there are people in internet, very nasty people, who says that if when person is sexually attracted to idea of being woman or being female or being feminine, means that that person can't be transgender woman, and it's a big lie, because everyone can be transgender woman and everyone can
Okay, so he is talking about someone named Rod Fleming who goes around in like Thailand and sleeps with a bunch of people he calls lady boys, which are just trans-identified men, basically. And this person believes himself to be a straight man, despite the fact that he slept with a bunch of men, and specifically tries to sleep with these feminized men. And this man has the belief that because he doesn't want to admit that he's gay, he has the belief that the men he's sleeping with are actual women. And to distance himself from the men who seem more masculine and don't seem to follow female patterns, like this HEP person here, Rod Fleming often says that HEPs are not real women, only homosexual transsexuals are the real women. No, none of it makes sense, of course. It's all insane, just meta insanity. But, this is what this person is talking about in this instance.
be a woman because no one is born transgender woman. It's a social construct. People can be born more feminine or more masculine, yes, but it's not man or woman. Man and woman are a social construct. And
so that was a cough, maybe not planned, and you could see the difference between that cough and the previous one where he was intentionally doing it.
Also, people say very nasty pseudoscience things about autogynephilia, that it's some sort of demon that eats person alive, and people who have gender dysphoria listen to it and don't transition and do self-harm, and it's very nasty. It's unbelievable. Yes. Sorry,
So he's saying that, Rod Fleming and stuff, the homosexual transsexuals are saying that autogynephilia is like a defect and a demon, and it eats you alive. This person's literally injecting alcohol into their fucking testicles. So in some ways, they're right. But it's no more valid or less valid than the homosexual transsexuals. They're all men, right?
my English is very, very bad.
So I actually think the English is great. It's just, the very thick Polish accent mixed with the voice training comes to this very strange pronunciation that's actually hard to understand sometimes.
I'm not a native English speaker.
So there was again, right? Let's rewatch that. A little bit of gender euphoria boner.
English speaker. Yes. Yes.
Yep. So there was again, right? The yes and then the yes.
Yes. Yes. So I have gender euphoria boners. Yes, basically. And I'm a woman. Because I don't know, why not? Everyone.
Why not, right? Why not? He's having erections while he dresses up in women's clothing. But he's a woman, why not? Why not?
One can be woman. Like, it's many people in internet says that autogynephilia is when someone have a artifact,
A defect?
some kind of demon that eats them alive, and it's just I'm shocked that people believe it. It's like people who live in very transphobic places. They want to have something that will tell them that they aren't really trans, so they believe it, but it's a lie. It's a lie because, like, I don't have some sort of demon that it.
So I don't personally think autogynephilia is some sort of demon or defect necessarily, although it clearly does consume one's life. But I don't think this person is necessarily innately evil. I think they've been traumatized. I think they have a definite sexual urge that's quite strong, and certainly dysphoria if they're injecting alcohol into their testicles, right? But I don't think that they're evil or a demon in their soul. I just think they have had a horribly unfortunate life that has led them to this sort of inevitability. But I don't think they're a woman, obviously.
Me inside, I'm just myself. I don't know. I feel myself. I don't have two personalities. I have one personality, my personality. I'm 3 years on hormonal replacement therapy.
And again, this person describes themselves as a negress now, with some of the whitest skin I've ever seen. Some Polish white-skinned man is a negress, so pretty ridiculous.
I trained my voice and I live full-time as a woman because I'm a woman, so I don't know. I don't know why.
And you can see he doesn't have very logical arguments. He's like, I'm a woman because why not? I'm a woman because I don't know, you know? It's like, I'm a woman because I am AGP, and that's just as valid. He doesn't really have many actual arguments that are logical. He doesn't care. He understands that his arguments do not come from logic. They come from the fact that he enjoys his boners so much. That's all it comes from. And he just wants to believe he's a woman so he gets better boners, basically. That's really the only place it comes from.
What that people are talking about, and there are also
Fake.
I think that when a transgender woman is not attractive enough or do something nasty, people say she's AGP, she have autogynephilia, and it means that she isn't really trans, because we are real trans people and we are unable to be ugly, and we can't make nasty things. Only fake trans people look ugly and
Yeah, so he is saying that other trans people are trying to invalidate him being trans because he's doing these really depraved sexual acts, and he's saying that he's just as trans as they are. And I would actually agree with him on this point, in the fact that they're all men. They're all the same amount of transness, and that they are all 0% trans because it's not a real thing. But he's saying that, you know, these other trans people are trying to invalidate autogynephiles because we're sexual perverts, and I do actually agree with him on this point. It's hypocritical for them to do that. It is, because none of them are women.
do nasty things. It's basically what they say, and it's unbelievable. No, it's.
I wonder if this person knows French, because the way they pronounce certain words makes me think they know French. But
Unbelievable. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like they say things like that, and people believe it, and it's what the fuck?
I guess that was interesting.
What the fuck? Fuck? Why are you what? Yes, basically.
I don't know what that was. It was an attempt at something. I don't know.
I don't know what else I will say. No. So yes, and I personally want to be a woman since I was a little kid, because I always think being woman as better instead being a man, because I think just being a man stupid. Men are stupid.
So remember, he just said that he has wanted to be a woman since he was a kid, but if you look at the pictures we had earlier, he said that when he was a very young kid, he didn't want to be a woman. He had no issues with his body. He only had issues with his body after he was traumatized and started growing up. And now he's saying that men are stupid and gross, all men, and this makes sense if you've been traumatized by men, that you would think these things. And that you might find disgust for your own male parts because of the trauma that you experienced from men. It makes sense.
Being a man is stupid, so I just decide to be woman. And some people say that we are here trans, we always have female spirit, but it's not true. I believe that spirit don't have gender or sex, and it's our decision. We decide who we are. And people who say that it's not the decision are coping.
So what he just said is basically no one's born trans, people become trans. And so he actually does not believe that he was born trans. He believes that you become trans through choice, which is a very interesting stance to take. And I actually think I agree with him on this one. So that's kind of interesting. Probably not in the way he is thinking about it, but I actually do agree that, yeah, he became trans probably through the trauma and the autogynephilia. Yeah.
Yes, basically. No.
So you can see him now. He's idolizing himself right now. He's undressing himself, basically.
It's green coffee. I love it. I drink green coffee every day. It helps me with voice training. Hi. Heat from fire, fire from heat.
That's a fun look. Let's look at that one again.
Hi. Heat from fire, fire from heat. Yes, so basically everyone can be woman, and being sexually attracted to the idea of being woman is valid. It's a valid motivation to become one. Because why not? Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Everyone can be woman. Everyone. Yes. Because no one is born a woman.
Why not inject alcohol into your testicles? Why not? What's the problem? There's no problem here.
Gender dysphoria is social construct. I personally have gender dysphoria, but it's not that people are born with gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria are a social construct, yes. It's what
I actually agree with that, 100%.
I think about it. Yes, hi.
So that was just sorry, just speak the mic. That was just masturbation, basically. What you just saw there. Let's watch that again. This is his form of masturbation.
Is that truth about autogynephilia?
It's the truth about autogynephilia.
It's the truth. Yes. And I'm a woman and autogynephile myself. I'm a woman who is autogynephile. I'm a woman. Yes. Everyone who wants to be woman can be woman. Hey, hi. Hi, hi.
This hi thing is another voice training tactic. You say a simple common phrase so you can train yourself and, yeah.
And people who say that they are born trans, that it's not their decision, like, it's partially not the person's decision, because it's like also how society conditions us, but yes, just being...
That was actually incredibly self-aware. Yeah, it is how society conditions you. It's not how you're born. You'd think with that level of introspection, this person would come to the conclusion they're not actually a woman, but again, the autogynephilia drives them to just push aside their actually quite logical and seemingly introspective brain for the fetish. But yeah, I mean, it's how society has conditioned this person. They think men are gross, men are stupid, men are disgusting. There are parts of their body that are that remind them of being a man are disgusting. Yeah, so, yeah.
Woman is hot. Women are beautiful, so why not be one? Yes. Why you should, or you want to be ugly when you can be beautiful woman?
So he believes men are just all ugly, including himself when he was a man. Yeah, that's just how he feels, and I actually personally felt that same way. When you go back into my videos, I think the autoandrophobia video that I did, I talk a lot about that.
Like, being woman is beautiful, and it's my opinion, period. Bye bye.
Alright, and that's the video. So, yeah, again, do not harass this person in any way. Don't be mean to them. They've done us a good service, I think. I disagree with them in some points, but that doesn't really matter. I think it's more important to just show this person, even without commentary. And, yeah, it's fantastic that this person's making videos like this, honestly, because it shows people, I think, the actual truth, or around the truth. It needs a little bit of explanation here and there, but approximately the truth. And, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I obviously disagree with the fact that this person, thinks that they're a woman. They're obviously still a man. But if they didn't have that one thought, I think I would agree with the rest of their life decisions, They find themselves disgusting. Now they are happy with themselves and they enjoy this fetish they have. Honestly, I have no issue with that. I really don't. As long as they're not hurting other people, not using women's spaces, women's services. I have no issue with this. It's when he starts saying he's a woman and starts using women's spaces, then I have issue, right? And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. This person's gone through a lot. But, go check their channel out. They have a lot more content than this. And probably a lot of things that I haven't talked about or on there as well. So go check them out. Thanks. Take care.